Your past has programmed your subconscious mind, the 95% of your mind that is responsible for who you are and why you are. We don't have access to most of our mind, the unconscious, the habitual patterns, the way that we wake up and brush our teeth with our right hand and fill up our water bottle in the morning. These habitual patterns are ingrained in our DNA. In the same way that you can cut a chicken and it'll cut a chicken's head off and it'll run in circles, that is how you are programmed. And through shadow work, we can begin to break this unconscious program. And what is shadow work? Shadow work is the diving in to the past to free up space to be present, to create that new future, right? And I've dove in deeply into shadow work, right? I had a great childhood. Great parents. But at the same time, there's trauma, and trauma is relative. Some people had really messed up, fucked up childhood, and they have a lot of stuff to deal with. They have a lot of baggage. For me, I was fortunate enough to be able to set myself up on a trajectory to create a life of abundance, of affluence, of prosperity. But by going into my past, I'm creating space for that future. And how do we start to do shadow work? We ask questions. You ask questions about why you are the way that you are. Ask yourself, how did I get here? And go into the past. Think about, why are you so angry all the time? Maybe that's a trait that people have told you. You can find the labels that other people assign to you and question about yourself. If someone says, oh, you're so creative, it's a label that's been put on me often. So, I'm so creative. I had to go into my past and figure that out. I had to go into my past and figure out where my creativity came from. And it came from me playing the recorder in elementary school. And it came from me doing artwork and drawing penises on everything that I could when I was 5 years old. And it came from me building Lego sets and building block towers and all of that fun, creative stuff that you do as a child. And I realized that that creativity was innately a part of me. And that's shadow work. But there's also the opposite end of the spectrum, the negative shadow work, where you have to go in and process trauma. And this is where this has gotten trendy. People processing trauma, right? Oh, childhood trauma, blah, blah, blah. They talk about childhood trauma like it's a trend. And it's upsetting to see childhood trauma become a trend. It's almost like if you didn't have any childhood trauma, you're missing out. And honestly, part of me in my spiritual journey was thinking, damn, did I miss out? I didn't have much childhood trauma. I love my parents. But by going into the past, everybody has trauma. You can find that trauma in all sorts of different ways. I vividly remember, in one instance, my mother holding me down on the stairs. She called it the hold. I would throw these crazy temper tantrums, and I wouldn't let up for anything. And I had to go in, and I had to accept and forgive these circumstances where my mom was putting me in the hold on the stairs because I felt like I needed to break out. That whole entire circumstance, made me feel stuck. It made me feel worthless. It made me feel like I couldn't do anything. I was at the mercy of the world. And that one experience, when you're 5 years old, when you're 4 years old, that'll stick with you. Because it's not the experience that sticks with you, it is the emotions associated with that experience. And that's the most important part of shadow work, is to process the emotions. Because no matter how long after an event, the event is gone, but the emotions will live with you. If you had your heart broken and you feel this sense of contempt and hatred for the other person in that relationship, that's going to sit in you until you accept, love, and forgive that version of yourself that was holding all of that. in that other person that you were directing that energy towards. And I found that to be the most powerful tool in shadow work, has been accepting, loving, and forgiving the other people that may have wronged me and myself when I may have wronged myself. The best thing to do is to look to the past with appreciation, because the past is the reason you're here right now, watching me cut apples, explaining how to deal with your past. Your past should not stay with you forever. You can hold it, but don't let it limit you, because you are unlimited. There's unlimited capability that you have in your life. And by allowing the past to write your future, you're no better than it. So do the work. Go within, write in your journal, ask yourself deep questions. Meditate on these questions. Answer these questions the best and truest way that you can. Be honest with yourself. And you will start to create that life of abundance, of prosperity, of joy, of opportunity. And know that that life is not 10 years in the future. That life is right now, as soon as you make the conscious decision to live it. So deal with your shadow and create that life that you so desperately desire to live, because it is right here.